When you hear the word protein, what do you think of? A scoop of powder, chicken breast, gains? Well, that's cute, but let me take you deeper. We tend to think of protein as a mass noun, a smooth, uniform substance you should eat in a balanced diet. But if you step into a molecular biology lab, even just on a field trip, you'll learn the truth. Protein isn't one thing, it's everything. Inside an organism, or even a single cell, there are thousands of different proteins. They come in all shapes and sizes. They twist, fold, stretch, and clump into forms that look like abstract art, and each one is a specialist. Some provide structure, giving cells their shape or helping them move. Some are signals, floating like messages in a biochemical bottle. Others are enzymes, building up or breaking down the molecules that keep the cell running. And when you start working with them in the lab, one of these little molecular divas will probably become yours, your research focus, your lab partner, your biochemical buddy. Proteins are among the most abundant organic molecules in living systems. They're way more diverse in shape and function than carbs, fats, or even nucleic acids. Even a single cell can contain thousands of different proteins, each doing a very specific job. But how? Let's look under the hood, starting with what proteins are made of. All proteins are made of chains of amino acids, the monomers that build up this macromolecular masterpiece. Each amino acid has a central alpha carbon bonded to an amino group, NH2, a carboxyl group, COOH, a hydrogen atom, and a unique R group, the side chain that gives the amino acid its personality. Now, in real cellular life, aka physiological pH of 7.2 to 7.4, the amino group is typically protonated with a positive charge, and the carboxyl group is deprotonated with a negative charge. There are 20 common amino acids. There are groups determine whether they are polar, like serine, nonpolar, like valine, acidic, like aspartate, or basic, like lysine. Some amino acids have special tricks up their side chain sleeves. For example, proline is rigid and forms a ring back to its own amino group. And cysteine contains a thiol SH group, forming disulfide bridges that stabilize protein structure. There are even rare non-canonical amino acids that pop up under special conditions. Amino acids join together through peptide bonds, formed via dehydration synthesis, a condensation reaction. This means that water gets kicked out as a new bond forms between the carboxyl carbon of one amino acid and the amino nitrogen of the next. This gives proteins directionality. One end has a free amino group, the N-terminus, and the other end has a free carboxyl group, the C-terminus. Now, protein functions are kind of like a molecular workforce. So let's meet the team behind the molecular curtain. Proteins play just about every role in your body and every cell. Enzymes are biological catalysts. They bind to substrates, speed up reactions, and emerge unchanged, like molecular chefs whipping up or slicing molecules. An example? Salivary amylase. It breaks down starch, like amylose, into simple sugars. That's why chewed bread starts tasting sweet. Yum! Some proteins are hormones, like insulin. Produced by the pancreas, insulin tells cells to absorb glucose after you eat, helping maintain blood sugar levels. These are called peptide hormones, as opposed to steroid ones. There are many different roles of proteins. For example, digestive enzymes break down nutrients in food into small pieces that can be readily absorbed. Transport proteins carry substances throughout the body in blood or lymph. Structure proteins build different structures like the cytoskeleton. There are hormone signaling proteins that coordinate the activity of different body systems, defense proteins that protect the body from foreign pathogens, contraction proteins that carry out muscle contraction, and storage proteins that provide food for the early development of the embryo or the seedling. Proteins come in two main structural vibes. You've got globular proteins like hemoglobin that are compact, functional, and often soluble. Then you've also got fibrous proteins like collagen that are long, tough, and structural. A protein's shape is key to its function, and that shape is held together by chemical bonds. You've got hydrogen bonds, ionic interactions, disulfide bridges, you name it. Be careful though. Heat, pH changes, or chemicals can cause denaturation, or the unraveling of the protein that destroys its function. Fried eggs equal fried proteins, same chain, scrambled shape. So, what is protein? It's not just a thing you eat, it's not just something you count the grams of. It's an entire universe of molecules, each with a precise, critical job. Built from amino acids, linked by peptide bonds, shaped by chemistry. Protein is not one thing, it's everything.